So the very first thing I noticed when playing the 2.0 patch on full path tracing was that something felt off, like something was missing, but I didn't know exactly what it was. Oh, it drove me crazy. I had to know it. So I reinstalled the 1.6.3 patch, which took me 3.5 hours to download. Then I walked through certain areas, took screenshots, and took a save game on the exact location of that screenshot. Then I reinstalled 2.0, which took me another 3.5 hours, and loaded the save and took screenshots to compare. Now I'm going to show what the problem is. And I would also notice I spent 7 hours doing that just for this video, which I could have spent playing Cyberpunk. So 7 hours I couldn't play Cyberpunk on release day because this drove me so much crazy. Okay, so what's the problem? During daytime you won't notice it, but during nighttime, I think the developers accidentally overtuned something which downgrades nighttime lighting significantly. Okay, and I'm going through a set of examples I'm going to show you. Okay, let me see, which one should I start with? Okay, let's start with the really impactful one. Okay, so now this is 1.6.3, and the game has this beautiful lighting haze around light sources, and it's like a soft bloom that extends really far away from the light. And it doesn't look perhaps that impressive if you're looking at a screenshot, but when you're moving through the game world at nighttime, the way the bloom basically wraps itself around the light and objects around it, it gives the light a much more intense presence. You can really feel the light like it's a substance that's enveloping everything around it. And it's very beautiful. And when I played 1.3.6 for the first time with Pathtracing, and until patch 2.0 came out, every 50 meters or so, just walking around, I would stop somewhere and just be mesmerized by beautiful lighting. However, when I started playing 2.0, I had to look for it. Like it was immediately missing when I started playing. Okay, now I'll show you a comparison screenshot of that same situation on 2.0. Okay, here we go. See the difference here? Same screenshots, same gameplay settings, same game time. See here, that beautiful red bloom from various light sources basically outshines everything. And it's not like a strong bloom like this overexposed bloom. It's like a really soft, and overexposed doesn't mean something bad. It just means overexposed compared to the light source. Notice how it's all completely gone. As if the developers by accident, or perhaps by good intention, but with a bad result, reduced the light bloom for most light sources. Or perhaps it's the DLSS algorithm doing something with it. But notice the game looks considerably worse on 2.0 like that. Again, 1.6.3. Look at this. Okay, now next example. Let's go with the red vertical. Now developers, I think, replaced that beautiful soft bloom here with something not good. Okay, so here, notice how that soft red bloom, it's like, I can feel it pleasing my optical nerves. I can actually feel my mood improve by just looking at that soft bloom around it. Okay, now let's look at the 2.0. Also notice the hideous effect of the, I'm playing this on ultra performance, not on ultra, on the performance setting, the second lowest setting. And on that setting and lower settings, the ray reconstruction makes the game look like some really bad Photoshop filter. Again, 1.6.3. Notice this beautiful haze, and now I'm switching. Notice that beauty is gone. Notice how your optical nerves basically lose that, how you just lose that nice feeling. Notice here. Beautiful bloom, and it's gone. And what you don't see really in this picture is they replaced that bloom for the most part in this particular scene with some really sharp lens flare effect. You can see parts of it here. It's really difficult to see in a screenshot. You see it when you're moving. And a lens flare effect is not a good replacement for this soft hazy bloom. Notice here. Okay, so next example. Let's take the white car. Okay, this is the white car 1.6.3. Looks beautiful. And the thing is, the bloom effects in this game, you probably don't see it much in that screen because the screen is not moving. However, if you, in 1.6.3, if you move around in a game mode like that, you can feel this soft bloom because in this scene it's so subtle, you actually cannot see them on a screenshot. You will only notice it when I show you the 2.0 screenshot. Notice how this bloom over here is really overexposed. And again, overexposed doesn't mean something bad. It just means really strong glow as a definition or as an explanation. Notice here, the car gets some of that beautiful bloom, and because it's white, polished, painted car, it feels like the car is reflecting the light back into your eyes. Let's switch over to 2.0. Notice what's going on. Of course, you get the sharper shadow from the ray reconstruction here. But notice the beautiful bloom is lost. See here, we can actually see it right here. That area, notice here. It feels just right, like it's an emissive light source that pleases your eyes as you look at it. 2.0, and it's gone. That's a problem with 2.0. If you remove that glow, all you are left with is, it feels like some Half-Life 2 mod where you have like this light maps just baked into the textures, and the lighting source are just textures. But with the right amount of bloom, like here, which is, you can barely see it in the screenshot. Then you get this photometric quality of the light, how it wraps around things. Okay, again, screenshot for comparison. This 2.0 and 1.6.3. Also notice the brutal over sharpening that you get from the ray reconstruction. Then again, that's not so bad in really high quality settings, but I think the sharpening is way too aggressive. Okay, now next screenshot. Now this one is a really good one. See, that architecture doesn't look that impressive, but notice here, again, can you feel the optical nerves being pleased by looking at this soft glow over here? And this soft glow over here, notice how it wraps around the corners over here. Feel that it just feels nice looking at it. Okay, now 2.0. See the problem here? The bloom is reduced to much lower levels. It's just faintly visible, and over here too. Whereas here, it's like bathing the entire area in this soft glow. And I feel this is an extreme visual downgrade because you see this, you still have the really good subtle lighting that you get from Pathtracing, but it's that bloom, that just right amount of bloom over here that tops it off and makes it look real. So it doesn't feel like just its textures and hard surfaces. Feel that. Especially look at this area. Notice how the bloom basically fades over into that so you can barely see it. And on 2.0, it's completely gone. Okay, next example. Oh, this is a really hard one too. You know, as you let your eyes wander, I think your eyes are probably going to get caught up by this beauty over here. Like the pattern, and again, there's a pink soft haze over the whole screen, but you can barely see it if the screen is not moving. You see that beautiful pink glow? Okay, now let's look at 2.0. You see how bad it looks compared to 1.6.3. Back over here. Notice this mesmerizing screenshot full of beautiful light sources. And 2.0, it looks like, again, you have this really good lighting calculation, but it looks like all just baked in and over sharpened screenshot. Okay, next one. Obscured light. That is a difficult one because I on purpose took a screenshot where you can only see the glow of the light without actually seeing the light, so you can see it a bit better. Okay, 1.6.3. See again, 2. That's the new update. See how that light bloom basically slowly fades over the whole screen? And on 2.0, it's reduced to that area. And I think that has a severe impact of the image quality on this game. Especially at nighttime. During daytime, you won't notice it that much because you had one main global light source. But you see here, like, it's a really bad reduction of the beautiful bloom in the game. Okay. Okay, again, I took the screenshot so you can see that beautiful red bloom over here, and that blue one again from a light source that's partially obstructed against an object in the foreground. Switching over. Notice you still got that glow, but it's more reduced. Because in 1.6.3, all the different light sources, they sort of mix into this mixed haze of different light sources that stretch half across the screen in their reach in the bloom. But in 2.0, it's way too reduced. Okay, now next example, Esoterica 3. That's where you go to the Esoterica shop. Again, notice here this mix of beautiful soft haze of different colors. And now the same on 2.0. Notice how it's cut out, how the light sources have only a small amount of reach in the bloom. Notice how it's just all getting away. Okay, let's see the next one. Okay, that's a beautiful one. Notice here you got on the edge of the faded light sources, the way it reaches into that and covers the whole area with this blue haze. Now 2.0, notice it's far too reduced. And That's a beautiful screenshot too, because you get a lot of different light sources with extremely different colors. Notice here that slightly greenish white tint, pink, yellow. Notice here a beautiful mix of colors. And it's all gone. See that? It just looks like baked in textures and no real light source to it. Go back to the original. You see how the loss of quality is amplified by reducing the bloom breach of the lighting sources over here. See that? I think it's an extreme loss of quality. The first time I played 2.0 in this area, I was like, yeah, something's missing. Okay, what else do we have? Blue market. 163. It's a bit more subtle. Notice here that blue-white tint fades over most of the screen because it's in the foreground. And here again, it's too reduced in its reach. Red Palm 1, that's just like, it's just a screenshot I got from 136 without having a comparison screenshot. So yeah, I think those are all the screenshots that I prepared for that scene. So if you want to try this for yourself, if you have fast download speed, you can go to your Good Old Games or Steam application, depending where you bought it. And you can just switch the branch to 136 because the developers added the legacy branch in case you can't run 2.0. And then go at nighttime, go through these beautiful inner city areas where there's like a lot of glowing lights and neon lights. And just walk through them and observe how the bloom basically beautifully wraps around everything. And then take a screen, save the game, switch to 2.0 and walk through that same scene again, and you have a noticeable difference. So my suggestion is for the developers, if a developer sees that, or if you want to suggest this to developers in forums, just ask them to reintroduce that soft bloom out of light sources that has a far reach like in 163.